Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Danny Bear Thunderheart, but of course you all know me by now as Bear. And today, what I'm here to talk to you about, it's been happening for quite a while, but I think it's about time that I needed to express something in regarding the Baltimore riots and what's been going on regarding all that. And but at the same time, let me be honest with you. I haven't been. I mean, I kept up a little bit about what was going on with it, but I haven't had the full facts. So, of course, if you look at a couple of our blogs, especially rehabbank.blogspot.com, you can see the stories regarding the Baltimore riots, some of the stuff that I put out, some of the other YouTubers that I put out regarding their opinions about the riots. And at the same time, let me see, my wife was just texting me about certain things. Anyways, getting back to what I'm going to get here. The fact is this. I haven't had the full facts until now, or at least the many of the facts that I have that I've been seeing and things like that. And I've seen this before, actually, but it's been happening for quite a while. And more of this is going to happen. I'm just going to be honest with you. More of these riots, more of this stuff is going to happen because the world is going through a shift right now like none other. Like none other. So, I mean, that's just how it is. And of all the stuff that's been going on with the police brutalities and everything, let's not forget, that we have really had some injustice going on ever since, 9/11, but it's been going on for quite a while. And I'll get to that I'll definitely get to that down the line here. But what I'm here to tell you about is because the Baltimore riots started, of course, with Freddie Gray, the man who got arrested by police officers. 6 of them are basically on trial right now, or at least 6 of them they're getting pressed charges against them because the bottom line is he was injured supposedly in the back of a truck, and he died the next day out of injury. So obviously there had to be some kind of police brutality, or maybe he kept fighting. I doubt it, but even if so, there has been so much police that are getting out of control in this country for the last few years. Especially the fact that, we have the government hiring psycho police officers who act like they're above the law rather than being law enforcement. You understand? And this whole policing has been going on for quite a while. We even having police officers, beating up on people and to try to take cameras away from people if they're filming, and they say, you can't film me this, you can't. America is surely becoming a fascist country. So that's basically what it's becoming. And people have got to wake up to that. We're no longer a free country. We never really were, in a sense, since 1913, when the Federal Reserve came about, and all the wealthy families we would talk about the Cabal from the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and all that, have really wanted to rule this world and rule this country for a very, very, very long time. I'm getting straight to the point. The fact is that these people really want to run this world. They really want to run it by any means necessary. And at the same time, what they're trying to do is they're trying to make law enforcement to be their military, and try to X out and then make our military be something more for the world. And in order to do that, you have to really get people to be afraid and be frightened, and for something that afraid of something outside themselves, like another country or a certain terrorist. What do you think 9/11 happened? If you people honestly think it's not an inside job, you are sadly mistaken, because it was, and it worked to a point where people were so afraid that they've given up their civil liberties. They've given up all their different rights. Whenever you've given up freedom for security, you deserve neither or, and that's from Benjamin Franklin. And this man, a Freemason, had it down over almost 300 years ago. These men knew what was going on. Now, even though, sure, they were slaves, there was all these different things that went on. A lot of people want to talk about the Constitution this, but people got to reconsider that the Constitution wasn't always for everybody, like many people may want to believe. And so I really have a hard time with so many people want to talk about the Constitution, and the Constitution didn't protect people like myself, or meaning like people who are black. They didn't protect the natives. They didn't protect the Hispanics. They basically protected just white men. Basically, they even protected the women. So let's be honest about this here. And what I'm getting at here with what does it have to do with Baltimore? Hold on here, because it has a lot to do with what's going on. You see, yes, the minorities in this country and in the world at large has been suppressed for a long time, but who's really suppressing it? Has it really been the white man that has suppressing? I'll have to get to that in a minute because they may appear to be the white man that may oppress this, but really, what it all boils down to, it is basically the satanic, wealthy families who really have brought down the minorities to its knees. Simply as simple as that. From the European factions to the American factions, yes, and then of course, they put quote unquote the white man in charge, so to speak, because it kind of goes closer to their skin. But let me put it like this: make no mistake about it. Those wealthy families could give a rat's ass about the white man. You understand? The white people that think they're in a winning team, from the Republicans until the Democrats and so forth, all these white folks that think they're on a winning team, you guys are wrong. You guys are not on a winning team, okay? These upper echelons, people who are psychotic, who are so screwed up, we're talking about the Cabal, they want to put themselves as Illuminati, but they're not really as illuminated as they like to believe. And so in that retrospect, what I'm getting at here is that so many people want to think that it's all about the white man this, the white man that, and even though there's some truth to a lot of it, but there was a very little truth. A lot of it is just simply that the Jewish, satanic banksters and the wealthy people who are really in the Cabal and the occult, they're really the ones who are really pushing all this, together. They finance wars, they finance all different things. They put dictators in power just to overthrow them if they get out of line. They created wars for a reason, like Prescott Bush and the Bush family. They're a crime family. They're like the mafia. And even though they're government officials, they're like the mafia. Prescott Bush was the one who funded Hitler and various other people. We need to really realize that, as far as the slavery and everything is concerned, they started all this too. Even though they sure didn't start slavery in general for humanity, but they started it in America and things like that. So we need to keep this in mind. And the reason why I'm saying I'm defending white people so much is because even though sure, yes, there have been white people that were prejudiced, but how did they get prejudiced to begin with? How did these white people get prejudiced to begin with? Because they were programmed to believe that they're better than everyone else. See, what happened was after the war, America brought Nazism. So in other words, Hitler lost the war, but the Nazis did not. They were shipped. They were just simply shipped around. They were shipped to the Vatican. They were shipped to South America. They were shipped to all these different places. So we really are in a country that's been run by a bunch of older Nazis, Nazisms, and then things like that for quite a while now. And we need to keep this in mind because while, they're making you think that it's all the white people doing this, it's really what they're doing is really what's going on. You see? And like I said, these people could give a rat's ass about the white man, about the white woman and anything like that. So we need to keep this in mind as minorities and as black people, which is getting to my point now. See, the reason why Baltimore people in Baltimore, especially at a certain side of Baltimore, which is, of course, there's a bunch of poverty, ignorance, lack of education, and violence amongst black people against blacks, blacks killing blacks, things like that. And so, with that being said, when of course Freddie Gray, the black man, got killed by police officers, or got killed of course, a few in the van with police. A bunch of protesters started protesting, thinking that it was wrong, and you know what? And I pray, for the Gray family, that they find the peace and the justice that they need. It's really I'm sure they're going through their darkest hour, and I'm sure they're healing from that. And at the same time, yes, there are people who went out of protest and peaceful protests and wanted some answers, wanted things like that, and that's good. Now, there was a bit of a problem I have with that. Why is it then that we keep hearing throughout the years, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, especially once they either get killed by a cop or a white man. All right. Now I've been telling you that the cops have been going out of control for quite some time, right? The cops have been going out of control in different places in the United States. There was even one incident about last year or two in Texas. Even one of the cops, a few police officers got so out of hand, they didn't even have a warrant. They broke into a man's house at 5 a.m. in the morning, him and his girlfriend now are pregnant at the time. I'm sure they have a baby by now, but she was pregnant with his child, and she got scared, and he took out a shotgun, and as soon as they broke it, busted his door, he went boom, blew one of the cops away to a point where one of them actually died. And then, of course, he got arrested, and the district attorney tried to make it sound like he was just being a criminal. He was premeditated to kill the cops, and it turned out that he, was defending his home, which, any real man with any sense will do if someone tries to break into your house, especially if they didn't have a warrant to begin with. And these cops were out of line. They were strictly out of line. A lot of police officers are getting out of line these days. Doesn't matter if you're a black police officer, white, whatever the case. And at the same time, when people all of a sudden starts protesting or starts doing something when, a kid or a man or a woman gets killed by a police officer, but what about all these other times when you get blacks killing blacks or with gang violence and everything? Where's all the protesting? Where's all the noise that's being made? That's where I have a bit of a problem with, And it's been like this for quite some time, but no one is actually talking about this. No one is really addressing this. Anybody that addresses this, from many YouTube who are basically black men these days, black men YouTubers, especially like myself, have either been called names or have been attacked verbally or been attacked online and things like that. And whether you want to call us coons or whatever, the bottom line is, you know what? The hell with you guys, okay? The hell with you guys. You guys really need to listen to what is going on and really pay attention to what's going on. Because why is it, like I said, we can't protest. There's not a lot of protesting going on with so many police brutalities that's going on all over the country. And I'm sure there are some protesting still, but not as much as I really feel it should happen. Now, of course, since the protesting that's been happening, then you get a bunch of all these idiots, these losers out there that want to go out and start rioting, okay? Now, of course, sometimes chaos like that is necessary for real change to happen, because I remember many years ago, a certain mystic was telling me, Bear, listen, things will not change until there is bloodshed. So sometimes even a little bloodshed can create a change. Now, of course, peaceful protests and the non-cooperation can also make changes too, just to keep that in mind. And at the same time, a faster change sometimes through bloodshed. Well, the thing about it was, of course, people in Baltimore have been so angry for a long time, but so have been people in Ferguson too. You have so many minorities, especially black people, who are so angry these days, who have been angry for a long, long time. So angry for a long time to a point where everything goes to a boiling point after a while. You can only boil so much until it explodes and starts boiling out to a point where people lose control. Especially those who have been angry for a long time, especially black people who are so used to killing each other that they decided to take their anger on police officers and white people or white folks alike, thinking that all white folks are bad just because white folks have enslaved us and they've done this to us and everything. And yes, they have done a lot to the black folks. They've done a lot to the native folks. They've done that a lot to the Hispanics, to the Filipinos, to the Irish, to the Italians, all this other shit that's gone on. But you see all the different other minorities really acting up that way, the way black people have been acting. What happened was sad for Freddie Gray. And at the same time, those morons out there that I'm talking about, these no good barbaric niggas that I'm talking about, yes, these black folks that are going around tearing up stores, breaking the police cars, beating up on police, attacking white women, attacking white men, that haven't had nothing to do with, your suffering. The suffering, a lot of it you guys have done on your own, okay? A lot of the suffering that you guys have done have been your own undoing. Not the police, even though, yes, the police may not care for you because they're a bunch of psychopaths, but they don't really care for anybody. Y'all need to keep that in mind, okay? So it's not just you that they have a problem with. They have a problem with white people. They got a problem with Hispanics. They have a problem with all kinds of people that are not behind the uniform. You understand what I'm telling you? You understand what I'm telling you? So, in other words, if they're not in a police uniform, it's like they're like it's like a gang, so to speak. Okay, The police is also like a gang too. You guys were in gangs. I'm sure you would know what I'm talking about. But it's just not as organized as the police. That's the whole point, because they got the law and everything backing them up to a certain degree. Money to back them up, support from the corporations to back them up, everything like that. And of course, the corporations also own the media and everything, so they have the media sources that back them up too. At least the dinosaur corporate media, but that's not becoming mainstream anymore, because now we got more alternative news media that's happening too. So let me get back to the black people here. You know, of all the, I mean, sometimes riots and things are necessary if you really have an organized violent revolution. But it's just all a bunch of, you know, thugs and people who are going around tearing up stores, stealing stuff that, first of all, it makes no sense to me. If you're going to steal something, why don't you, like, you know, first of all, stop tearing up your own neighborhoods. Yes, you may not like what your neighborhood that you live in, but you still have to live in it. It's like me going around, pissing on my bed, and then putting gasoline and then lighting it on fire in the same place that I'm sleeping. I mean, what sense does it make? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense to do it this way. And I mean, yeah, I mean, you guys are so used to killing each other, and yet all of a sudden, when a cop or a white man or anybody that's outside of you kills another person that you don't even know, all of a sudden you guys want to go off. How hypocritical is that? If you guys want to go off on something, why don't you guys go off on, you know, black crime versus black crime? Why don't you guys start protesting more on that? Why don't you guys really get your leaders involved about that? But you know what? I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a few too. You know, you guys are going around tearing up your own neighborhoods. Rather than, why don't you guys challenge yourself? And if you guys really want to fight and get aggressive, why don't you go get other government buildings outside yourselves? Why don't you go out and do all the damages in banks outside your own neighborhoods? Why don't you, if you really are angry about the white man so much as you are, then why don't you go around tearing up everything? Why don't you just rob a bank rather than go around stealing Cheetos and some shit like that? I mean, it makes no freaking sense. I mean, that's how ignorant you guys are. And the world looks at you that way, and they look at you as a bunch of barbaric animals. And you guys act like, as a matter of fact, no. I take that back. You guys act like you a bunch of demons, because animals, I don't want to insult animals at this point, because I love animals, okay? I love dogs, cats, and no, that's it. Basically, comparing you guys to animals, it's an insult to animals at this point. It really is, because, you know, and especially all of this stuff that you guys act up. You guys act up that way every day. You guys don't go out to get a job. You guys don't go out and get an education. Many of you guys don't even raise your kids right. Many of you guys don't even have fathers, or many of you men aren't even men enough to take care of your children. Despite the fact that the women push you away, and there's women out there, you black women out there too, go around saying, I don't need a man and all this other stuff, or you guys try to act like you're so hard, like you're so independent. You know, I mean, no wonder, you know, excuse me, no wonder the black people in America hasn't really gone as far as they have. And yes, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are others blacks that are really good, that are really are going ahead of themselves. They are really doing their best to make contributions to the world, but it's not necessarily easy for them, because they have to be attacked by people like you, the very most, not like other whites, not by other Hispanics or Asians, but mostly by other blacks, who are the very ones that are really trying to bring them down the most. Well, because I've actually had black people try to bring me down the most. That's the sad part. That's the real sad part of anything else, you know. So what I'm telling you guys is that, you know, you guys want to talk about injustice and everything. Why don't you guys start shifting yourselves and start creating justice for yourselves? And what I mean by that is, how about you don't start creating justice for yourself by healing yourselves, your own issues, by taking responsibility and being men and women, and not necessarily keep pointing the fingers at everybody. Stop pointing the fingers at a white man. Stop pointing the fingers at everyone else. And first of all, if you want to really look at something, why don't you look at where it really is? Why don't you look way up into the cabal? But no, you guys don't want to do that. No, why? Because it's not part of the narrative. It's not part of the narrative that you guys have been programmed. You understand? It's not part of the narrative y'all been programmed. Y'all been programmed to look at the white man and the slavery and everything. First of all, let me give you another advice. Now, yes, I too have got trapped in that belief and so forth. But it wasn't like I was trapped in the way you all have been. I just looked at it in a different way. See, I used to think, too, that black people were so suppressed in America. This is, of course, before President Barack Obama was elected in office and so forth. And so in that retrospect, I used to think, man, we black people need to take over America. America is going to take over once President Obama gets in office and everything else. I used to believe that many years ago. Man, as a matter of fact, I used to think white people were the problem, too, until, of course, one day someone really pointed out to me that no, white people are not the problem. There's a bigger picture involved. There's a certain people behind the curtain that's been going on, that's been pulling the strings of different things like that. And of course, once I really took a good look on the deep end, on the inside of things and behind the curtain, I started discovering really many different things. And of course, once President Obama got elected, black people haven't gone anywhere. If anything, it's gotten worse. And not just for black people, it's gotten worse for everybody, practically. Everybody. I mean, you could talk about, the economy has gotten even worse. We've been in more wars than we've ever been since Bush. And as far as President Barack Obama is concerned, many black people, and yes, I too have voted for him, because I thought he was about change. But I was wrong. I was wrong about him. And if anything, what I found out is that he doesn't give a shit about you guys. He doesn't give a shit about you guys as black people, black women. He doesn't. If anything, he cares more about black women because black women are actually the drivers of the slavery. They're the ones who really keep the black people in line, so to speak. Because remember this, black people, for the most part, have been raised in America by single mothers in urban areas. In impoverished areas, they're mostly raised by single mothers. So whether you're a woman or you're a man, you fear the woman, the black woman, because the black woman is the breadwinner of the society, so to speak, in the black community in America. You understand that? So that's what's been going on with that. So in that retrospect, what I'm saying here is that Barack Obama praised the black women because of that particular fact that they're the ones who keep things running. And he knows that. The Democrats know that. It's like a slave plantation. They use the women to drive the slaves into keeping them alive. Not black men, no, because black men don't know how to be men. Those who are men are the ones they're really afraid of. They're not afraid of a sissified man or a man that don't have his own identity. They fear people like myself. They fear people like Tommy Sotomayor or E.T. Williams or David Carroll, various YouTubers like that, or Bobby Hemmett or Reverend Philip Valentine, or guys like that. I mean, guys who have some knowledge, some strength, and some masculinity, as well as, a little bit of femininity, but not too bad. Not too bad. Not just balanced, balanced, but stand up, raise their kids, raise their businesses, and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm here to tell you guys, and I'm here to tell you black folks, is that, first and foremost, for black men to start becoming more men, okay? Stop acting like boys. Start taking responsibility for what you want in life. Start knowing who you truly are. And some of you that don't have fathers, I'm sorry that your father was not alive in your life. Sure, my father wasn't always in my life, but I knew my dad. And then I had a stepdad afterwards. And yes, I mean, and before you guys say, well, at least you have a father and at least you had two dads. No, first and foremost, stop right there, okay? I don't want to hear these excuses or things thrown at me. So at least you had a dad, at least you had this. Yes, I had that, and I had that, and I'm grateful. I didn't always get along with them either, but at least I did my best to, work with them, to, understand them. They did their best with me for what I've done. But the rest of it's up to me. I'm a grown man. I don't need them anymore. You understand? But at the same time, there's so many people out there that don't have fathers. Some of them don't even have mothers. Or anything like that. They don't even have families that love them. So, and unfortunately, that's been going on. But at the same time, you guys have free will. Each and every one of you have free will. And you guys need to start exercising that free will and really start to discover who you truly are, what you're about, and what are you doing here on Earth. You guys think you're just out here just to hang out and start, doing all this. And especially now that you guys are destroying everything in your own neighborhoods to a point where your own mayor, by the name as I would say, let me see your mayor's name. Oh, yes, Baltimore Mayor Stephanie Rollins Blake. Yes, a black woman herself doesn't even give a shit about you either. You want to know why? Because when all these different police officers and government officials were coming out, yes, even though the National Guard restored some peace, but then now you got her and the other upper ups, meaning the upper officials in the government, by going around telling these police officers, stand down. Let them do what they want to do. Let them destroy it. In other words, what they're really going around saying here is, for you bozos out there, you dumbasses, to go around destroy everything. They're just allowing you to run loose, to let everything loose. It's almost like the movie called The Purge. It's just basically what this is about. You think The Purge was just some movie? No, they're planning on creating that sometime in the future, folks. Make no mistake about it. It's already happening now. They are allowing they're allowing the Baltimore residents to go around, tear up your own neighborhoods, let it out of your system. Why? Because at the end of the day, when you tear everything up, they're going to want to, of course, rebuild everything so they can make money off of you, so they can put you in more strings, more chains, so to speak. Yeah. You don't like that, do you? You don't like what I'm about to say. Well, I'm about to say more. These people, the banks will make money. The corporations will make more money off of you guys. A lot of people are going to make more money off of you guys. And I know you guys going to get any money off of it? No. That's the dumb thing about you guys. You guys are just tearing up everything rather than you going around tearing up. I mean, if you went around and tear up, like, the establishment of the government's establishment, or if you would have went to the federal, to the city council, or tear up a mayor's office or something like that, that would really send the message. But no, you didn't do that. You just went around tearing up your own neighborhoods. Yeah, sure, you did riots over near stadiums so people will not go to games. But that didn't watch people from watching sports, did it? No. So what did you guys really accomplish by doing this? Sure, yes, you accomplished. You injured some officers. You killed some people. Okay, fine. A little bit of change is going to start happening. But there's going to be more riots going to happen. I can guarantee you this. And now, when you start seeing white people rioting, when you start seeing Asians rioting, when you start seeing Hispanics rioting or natives rioting, when you start seeing more people like other than just black, ignorant people rioting, then that's when we can start talking some change. Until then, every riot that has done by black people, things get fucked up. Seriously. Like the Ferguson riots was started by Thug. I mean, really. Come on, people. You guys are really going to get it together, okay? Stop blaming a white man for all of your problems, because a lot of the problems that you guys created have been your own. Straight up. Have been your own fault. And you guys have got to start looking in the mirror and start taking responsibility for what you put out in the world, because what you guys are putting out is not pretty. It's ugly. And pretty soon there are going to be other people, like myself including, and other people who are of other races and ethnicities are going to get tired of you guys. They're going to get a gun one of these days and shoot you back. Yes, hold on. Oh, man, my mouth was getting dry. That's what happens when I talk a little bit too much. I'm going to keep talking some more, too, because I'm not done with this. You see, the thing about it is, I encourage anybody, whether you're white, whether you're Asian, Arab, or another black person, or a black Caribbean or an African, anybody that's not of the, that was not born in America or doesn't have the same consciousness of the lower vibrational consciousness as these, dumbasses down in the streets of Baltimore, and if they want to come and attack you, if you're in the car, run them over. If they come after you, stab them, shoot them, whatever. I'm sure they'll get the message across, but I'm sure some of them will start coming, so I would suggest you make an exit, you find a way to fight back and defend yourselves, because this is crazy. And I will not blame you if you guys shoot him. I won't blame anybody white that will shoot him at this point. I wouldn't. Because, and this is not me hating on my own race, no. So don't even go there. Don't even fucking go there, okay? Don't go there. Because I don't have any self-hatred. I'm very proud to be in the body of a black man. I'm very proud to have the genes, the body and everything else of a black man. I'm very proud of that. So don't even go there. And if you want to go there with me, I will tell you this. You know, I've had people attack me because of my different opinions. And that's another thing about the black folks here. Why is it that every time that someone like myself who's black has a different opinion, you guys want to call them coons or sellouts and all this other stuff, or call them names? You see, you guys can't even create an argument that's relevant, okay? To a point where you can actually have a real conversation, to a point where you can even question a certain way. You always got to call people names. And you guys have got to stop that. You guys have got to learn to develop a real argument, develop a better argument of why you don't agree. But if you don't agree, oh no, you just want to get mad. You just want to attack him. You just want to go, let's get him. Let's get that nigga. You know, that nigga's a sellout. He ain't no nigga. He's this. You know, no. You guys have got to learn to either take a criticism, but more important than that, learn to develop a better argument. Learn to develop social skills better than that. And your social skills suck. I will say that. You know, that's just it. I mean, you guys can't even take anything without having to bash people, without having to name call people like myself. I mean, I had this one woman. No, not one woman. I have several black women, as I would say, not black guys. Even though I've had some black guys that attacked me in the past too, when I did, you know, videos on post-fight recaps and different other things like that. Most of the people that attacked me were black, for the most part, which doesn't surprise me. But at the same time, because of the fact that I supported this one fellow by the name of Tommy Sotomayor, which it's not really about him, but I did support him in a couple of his videos. And next thing you know it, I've pissed off a black woman. I pissed off several black women, actually, and they started attacking me and calling me names and all this other stuff. And all I did was just simply give them a better argument. And the better argument I gave them, though, it just seems that the better argument I gave them, the more angry they got, the more vicious they were getting. I mean, it's like, you know, some of you YouTubers out there are so right. There is no, I mean, there is some reasoning with them, but not a lot. Not a lot of reasoning. That, you know, and I try my best, and I'm thinking, what am I doing wrong? I can normally reason with a lot of people. And you know what? Maybe, I feel like maybe if I get them in person, I can reason with them, because I have reasoned with people like that before. It's not necessarily it's the most challenging, yes. One of the key things that I will advise you guys, any YouTubers out there that are help trying to educate them, yes, do it with their intelligence. Make a better argument, but more important than that, speak from your heart. Because I have, you know, talked to people, kids who are from ghetto families, who are from rough neighborhoods and stuff like that. And once I sit down with them and really get with them, they really hear me out. But you have to talk from your heart. Sure, you can talk from your head, and that is good. They will make a better argument. But you have to speak from your heart and actually see if you can get a heart going. It's not going to be easy. No one says it's going to be easy. I know it's not easy, but it can be done. So I'm here to basically let you guys know that yes, I was attacked too myself. But and at the same time though, I did hit her hard to a point where I hit her hard to a point where she stopped attacking me. She stopped attacking me, and instead she started coming at me a little more intelligently afterwards. It was just a few days from that, actually. From when she first attacked me, she was just calling me a self-hating bitch and all this other stuff. And yet, if I have such self-hatred, you know, why is it that my hair is natural? You know, many of you women out there, you black women, spend so much money on shit that aren't even relevant. I mean, you know, when was the last time you spent, you know, anything valuable? When was the last time you guys, I mean, not just black women, but black men too, when was the last time you guys spent on anything that's, you know, that's going to really enhance your life, like books or certain self-help CDs or MP3s and things like that? When was the last time you guys actually spent on your kids' education to better themselves and how to make blogs? When was the last time you guys even educated yourself on anything, like whether it's running a business or online network marketing or how to write blogs? Because I'm going to tell you right now, you people need to learn how to write blogs. You guys can go around writing all you want, but the power of the pen, the power of your fingertips, the power of the internet is what's really going to give for you guys. But you guys have got to find knowledge. You guys have got to acquire knowledge. Sure, you guys may acquire freedom, but if anything, first and foremost, you must acquire knowledge, because freedom without knowledge, you guys are still going to be enslaved, no matter what. KSR1 was so right. You have got to go for knowledge first, before you go for the freedom. Understand? Because if you go for knowledge first, you will definitely be more empowered. You will definitely be more powerful than you thought you would, and then you will really put yourselves out. But guys, you guys have got to create your own stuff, create your own businesses, create everything. And yeah, don't get me wrong. Also, go for go for jobs and everything too if you need to support yourselves, your family, and everything. At the same time, go for the goals of becoming bloggers, your own media, your own businesses. Creating your own media and your own businesses are one of the best ways to really solve your problems economically. It'll be the best ways of freeing yourself, but you always still got to start acquiring knowledge too. And if first you acquire knowledge, then go for what you want and create it for yourselves. If you must work for certain jobs, fine, but don't stay there forever. And also, you people need to stop acting like the world owes you something. Okay, the world doesn't owe you anything. I'm sorry that, like I said, my ancestors were enslaved. Everyone's ancestors were enslaved. Even the white people were enslaved. So stop all this blaming on the whites. Yes, I mean, the injustice, happened, but it happened to everybody. Okay? So one of the key things that I'm telling you guys that you guys need to do is get past the slavery. Get past that. We are in 2015 now. Sure, there's a lot of injustice in the world, but we can do something about it now in the present moment. We need to be in the present. We need to be in the now. What is going on now is what determines the future of our generations. You understand? So that's basically what's going on. So all these rioting that's been going on, there are sometimes chaos like that is necessary. Violent revolutions are necessary. But you know where it starts? It starts right here. Starts here. Look at yourselves in the mirror and shift yourself. Because if you work on yourself, the rest of the world will shift with you. Trust me on this. I'm not just speaking as just a blogger. I'm a shaman too, okay? I'm many things. I'm speaking from a shamanic perspective, but I'm also speaking from a political perspective too, as well as everything else. Everything has to start from within you. Everything needs to be black owned. And even though, sure, I'm talking to all you minorities, but I'm also talking majority to the black folks right now. I'm talking to y'all black folks right now because that's why all the focus is on right now on you. Everything is focused on you, especially those who are born in America, that were born in poverty and everything. You guys can rise above that. But not too many people have told you this. Many people have told you guys are victims, you guys are sinners, and you guys are. Especially you guys can continue to act like this. And the next thing I'm going to get to my point is, the churches, your leaders, so to speak, your spokespeople. I'm talking about people like Reverend Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton, and many of these so-called church leaders, so-called spiritual leaders from your churches. It really boggles me how they like to come all out all of a sudden when it always happen to be police officers or white people killing blacks. But when it comes to black on black crime, no one says anything. Or when it comes to black women killing their own kids, no, these leaders aren't anywhere to be found. No, they're not anywhere to be found. But all of a sudden, now you got Al Sharpton on the scene again. You got Jesse Jackson on the scene, or what they say, Messy Jackson, and then Al Sharpton, as some of these YouTubers out there like to call them. I like that, actually. It fits them right, because that's exactly what they are. And then you got a bunch of other church leaders out there. Have you noticed? I'm sure anybody that really sees the reality as it is, notice there's two things that I have seen in many ghettos in this country, especially those in any ghettos in this country, whether it's by blacks or Hispanics or whatever. In any ghettos in this country, especially by black people, there's two things that you see most in every street corner: liquor stores and churches. Why is that? Because liquor stores, people could suppress their own feelings. People can get themselves on drugs. They can get themselves, they can, basically bring themselves down that way. And then, of course, churches, it's another form of enslavement. Let's be honest. It's another form of enslavement. It's not about praising God, even though that's what they want to put it out there as. But it's not about praising God or praising the Creator. No, it's about enslaving. It's about keeping people in line. And let me tell you about these church leaders right now. See, Rainbow used to work for a church not too long ago, too. Actually, used to work for a school that's run by a church. And even the pastor of the church actually was on that program. And what this is about, a lot of these church leaders out there, whether it's white or black or all these church leaders that are running the church these days, first of all, they don't give a damn about your soul. They don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about the God. The only God that they give a damn is this. That's their God right there. Their God. Okay, I want to make sure you see my hand. The money is their God. And you know what that means in God we trust? Gold, oil, and drugs. That's our government for you. Gold, oil, and drugs. That's basically the same thing with your so-called leaders of your churches. See, those churches right these days are not about making you saved. No, it's about controlling you. It's about enslaving you. It's about keeping you in line. And that's what the government has done throughout the years. They've gotten with church leaders and promised them that if they don't speak about the government, if they don't encourage the people to rise against the government, then they get tax write-offs, they get tax breaks. You understand? These people are, first of all, they're already making money. Many of them, especially those who are on TV, are already buying jets and different things like that. They're buying multi-million-dollar homes. It's a profitable business. And that's another thing people need to get in mind, too. I have had several arguments with so many people about this. People be like, no, that's supposed to be up to God. It's supposed to be of the gospel. It's supposed to be of the Lord. They're not supposed to be charging this. They're not supposed to be charging that. Hold on. Listen. I'm not justifying what a lot of these, charlatan priests have been doing regarding how they spend their monies and everything. But let's be honest, people. Churches are it's like another business. It's a business. Religion is a business. It's politics too. That's a business. So many people out there who are either for or against this, y'all need to keep this in mind. It is a business. Like a bank is a business. Stores are a business. Everyone has to eat. Everyone has to live. Everyone has talents that they'll be charging for. And I know people are I know you're going to have a problem with this. I know y'all are going to have a problem with this. But let me tell you, it is a business. Okay? These men are in business of making money, like any other business. So don't get mad at me for saying this, because it's the truth. It is the absolute truth. And let me be quite candid and say this. Just like anything else, they're allowed to charge whatever they want. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, why not? I mean, they did work on it. I mean, it was as far as these preachers and everything else too. And I'm sure there's some who are charlatans. Many of them are charlatans. Let's be honest. But nowadays, they have sold their souls to the government, and I'm sure to the devil too. And I'm sure to many other forces like that. And I'll get to that in a minute. But they have already sold themselves to the government, so the IRS don't come down on them. They can make more money. They can keep more money. So many of these and then those church leaders who do speak out against them, guess what? They get attacked by IRS. They get charged. They get attacked by all these different people. They get spied on and all these things like that, because they want church leaders to cooperate, to keep the society in line. And that's why a lot of people are leaving the churches. They're leaving them for either different religions or different spiritual practices, or just simply just be free of the enslavement, because that's basically what it is. It's an enslavement. Than anything else. It's an enslavement. David had it right. It's an enslavement of spirituality, psychology, everything else like that. So the truth is, I've left, I don't need to go to church, because I don't need people telling me what I need to do or how I need to do things. I have enough knowledge so I can do things by my own. And I have enough relationship with the higher forces that I don't need any man to tell me unless I ask him. And I'm not going to just choose anybody to talk to me either about that. You understand? So people, what I'm telling you, black folks, is that you guys need to stop depending on some savior, some leader to come and rescue you, or come to lift you off your knees, or even depend on some white man to do so. You guys need to learn to depend on yourselves. You understand? You guys need to know yourselves, empower yourselves. And you know what? And as far as these, like I say, these church leaders like Al Sharpton, they don't give a damn about you. They don't care about you. They just care about themselves. They're the bottom line. As a matter of fact, Al Sharpton, I'll even go as far as say this, Al Sharpton was one of the very men that have brought Martin Luther King down. Yes, he was one of the men who helped the white man, that helped the prejudiced, white devil-minded bastards bring Martin Luther King down. Yes, he was one of the perpetrators of bringing Martin Luther King down. So, if a man like Reverend Al Sharpton was the one who helped break Martin Luther King down, he sure is going to keep you guys down. Stop depending on Al Sharpton. Matter of fact, I'll even go as far as say, you know what? The hell with Al Sharpton, the hell with Jesse Jackson, and the hell with your President Barack Hussein Obama. Okay? I am your spokesperson. People like me. You should be listening to me, if anything, because I can help you guys. I can help you reprogram everything. I can help do all this. Okay? All you have to do is listen to people like myself. Listen to people like E.T. Williams. Listen to all these people like that, because we know how to help you. We know how to really get things moving along. Barack Obama doesn't care about you. Matter of fact, I'll be honest, I'll talk about a president right now. Barack Hussein Obama was raised by a white woman. A white woman, not a black woman. White woman. A white woman, okay? A white Jewish woman, as a matter of fact. Yeah, so Barack Obama is part black, and he's also a part Jew as well. Yes. So, yes, and he was not raised around black people. No. Every single time Barack Obama talks about, being with the struggles and everything, he knows nothing about the struggles. He knows nothing about how white women look at black men in such a feared manner. No. Barack Obama knows nothing about that. He's just, following the protocol. He's just following the script. He's just being an actor, just telling you a bunch of bullshit that he never experienced himself. If anybody that can experience something like that, I can tell you something about how a woman looks at a man, could be someone like myself. Because I've been raised in the ghetto myself. I've been raised in rich areas. I've been raised in different places around the world. Well, around the United States for the most part, but I've also been in places around the world too. Barack Hussein Obama, man, oh man. He lies and I mean, come on. I mean, the man even lies about his own sexuality as being a bisexual too, and yet you guys still believe he's, totally straight. Come on. I mean, if a man would lie about something like that, he would lie about everything else. He lied about Benghazi. He lied about all these different things, and he lied. I mean, he passed out laws that really are taking away our rights more so than Bush ever did. I mean. And there was even a saying, too, that the President Clinton was the first black man, Bush Jr. was the second, and then Barack Obama was the third. And if that's the case, then you know what? Damn it. And even though Kanye West may have said that about Bush, that George Bush does not care about black people, and that may be the truth, but it is so goddamn evident that Barack Hussein Obama doesn't give a fuck about black people. So Kanye West, you can take that bullshit to the bank, because I'm saying it now too. And not just for black people, but for anybody that Barack Hussein Obama doesn't care. All he really cares about is himself. Hell, he doesn't even care about his grandkids. He even tell his daughters that they can have abortions if they feel like it or something like that. He doesn't even care about his grandkids. So what makes you think he's going to give a crap about you? Okay? He doesn't care about me or anybody else, or otherwise he would not have put this Obamacare fraud out there. And now everyone has to pay out of their own goddamn pocket if they don't have insurance. Kind of like now you need to have medical insurance as well as car insurance. So it just tells me that he really doesn't care about, you, and he just cares about, the bottom line, who's feeding him, the banksters and things like that. So, and himself, of course, too, because he's in it as well. So, yes, he does not care about you. So every time you hear a speech about, oh, that's my son, first of all, he doesn't have a son. So y'all need to stop listening to that bullshit. He does not have a son. He has daughters, if anything. And you think his daughters, who are black as they are, you think they're actually going to relate to you guys even when they grow up? You think they're actually going to relate to any black women that are in the ghettos? No, they're not. Not anymore than the Baltimore's mayor going to relate to you guys. Okay? And not any more than your preachers and that your leaders, your so-called spiritual leaders, will be really be able to relate to you. Matter of fact, they're not living in the ghettos along y'all. They're not necessarily struggling with you. No, they're living in suburbs. They're having nice barbecues. If they're not having nice barbecues with other black people who are also rich and wealthy, they're having barbecues with white people. Other white people, other Asians, other Hispanics, things like that. Or they're having, or they're probably having barbecues and stuff with celebrities and other rich and powerful people and things like that. You understand me? Come on, people. Get your shit together. Okay? Seriously. Because you guys are not doing yourselves any favors. You guys haven't really accomplished anything. Yeah, you accomplished a lot of attention. But what has that attention gotten you? More feared. And you're giving people like me a bad name. You're giving a lot of other people a bad name. But you know what? That's why it's up to me to not give my own self a bad name. See, yes, you guys may have affected me a little bit, but you guys are affecting more yourself than anything. My life's going to go on, and people are going to continue to trust. Certain people are going to continue to trust me who know me because I became a trustworthy person, because I don't act like you guys. I don't act, the fool. And when things go wrong, yes, could I get mad? Of course I can get mad. I lose my temper and everything every once in a while. But at the same time, there's a point where you got to be more calm. You got to be centered, and you got to really evaluate the situation, even reevaluate the situation not only around you but within you as well. You understand? So one of the key, in other words, if you guys want to be free from slavery, first of all, start knowing who you are. Educate yourself. Start finding out what your mission in life is. And another thing too, not only do you start knowing yourself and finding out what your mission in life and get more education and educate yourself by reading books and everything, but also start creating something for yourself, like your own blogs, your own media. Start creating your own businesses, stuff like that. And quit fighting each other so much. And not to mention, stay out of jail, take more responsibility. Be men, be women. Quit acting like miniature, to anywhere from miniature to overgrown boys and girls. Stop pointing fingers and quit blaming, all your problems on the white man. Because there are opportunities now that you guys can create for yourself. Sure, everything's a challenge, but you have to meet it. You have to meet the challenge within yourself and out of yourself. That's the whole point. You understand? So where I'm getting at with you guys is that you guys have really got to start knowing who you are and start learning about yourselves. Stop fighting with each other. Quit being part of the problem. Be part of the solution for once in your lives. Become part of the solution, people. That's what I'm telling you. Because by becoming part of the solution, that's when things are really going to start solving problems. And you know what? And rather than being such hypocrites and thinking that Black Lives Matter, when was the last time you guys said human lives matter? When was the last time you guys went out to protest if a cop kills a white man? When was the last time you went on a protest if there is black on black violence? When was the last time you protested if a black police officer kills a white man, or a police officer brutalizes another white man? When was the last time you guys did that? Human lives matter, not black lives. You guys are beyond just black. Start looking at yourself as beyond that. As long as you guys keep yourself separate from everyone else, you guys are going to stay separately, and you guys are going to act separately, and you guys are going to really be separate your whole lives. Not just you guys, but as a group and as a collective. And who wants that? There needs to be togetherness. There needs to be cooperation. And another thing that I need to talk to you guys is stop listening to these so-called preachers, these so-called leaders. Stop listening to them. Start becoming leaders for you. You step up and become leaders. That's what I've done. I'm stepping up to become a leader myself. That's why I'm talking to you about this now. You understand? I am the spokesperson for you guys, if anything. Whether you guys like me or don't like me, I don't give a damn. I'm speaking here, okay? You guys need someone like me to speak. Okay, you need someone like me. You need someone like me to speak to you and speak some sense into you guys. Seriously. Or otherwise someone will clip your sense into you, and by that time you guys will be dead. Okay? If you guys want to continue to live your lives that way, be my guest. You know, you're only hurting yourselves. You're not hurting anyone else. You're hurting yourselves. And that's what you're doing now. Sure, yes, you're hurting other people in the process, but overall, you're hurting yourselves as well. Stop listening to these so-called leaders. They don't care. They don't care about you. Barack Obama doesn't care about you. Al Sharpton doesn't care about you. Your church leaders are a bunch of pimps. They will sleep with your wives. They'll sleep. Well, assuming if there's any real families left in the black community, because there hasn't been for a long time. Many families, are single-parent homes and things like that. And even those who do have families, you got pastors out sleep with, a deacon's wife and all this other stuff, and you wonder why you're someone there. You see so many fights in church, or you hear pastors getting shot, or pastors having sex with young girls or with teenage girls. I mean, these kinds of shit. That to me is just a bunch of crap. And you know what's I'm gonna tell you this right now, and I know I'm gonna really get some hatred for this. Okay? But you people, black folks, always like to go to church and everything else. And nothing wrong with it, but the whole problem with those churches is that those churches all y'all are about is nothing but fear. All about sin, all about this. It's not about nothing. There's no love, there's no tolerance, there's no empowerment. It's all about enslavement. And when you have enslavement, when you have fear, when you have anger, when you have all this, you just think that Jesus is just died for just your sins? You think? Come on. You know what? Jesus, he died. When he died on the cross, sure, he may have died for the sins of everybody, but that doesn't mean you guys can continue on and act like barbarians either. Jesus tried to help people, to uplift people to become better for themselves. You understand? And the way you guys are acting, it's not Christ-like at all. The way you guys go to church isn't Christ-like. The way you guys are just following a program at this point. You guys are programmed to go to church, to take your kids to church, but what do? You guys gossip about one another. You guys do all kinds of stuff about one another. Even after you guys leave church, you guys go around having adulterous affairs and doing all kinds of nonsense, getting them pregnant, impregnated by other bunch of niggas that don't give a fuck about you either, and yet trying to trap a nigga with child supports and everything else. It's like a trophy. You women are having kids out of trophies. Like a trophy kid, rather than just having a kid because you want to raise one, because you want to create a new life. No, that's just too much. You can't think like that, Bear. Come on. Yeah. You see what I mean? That's the responsibility I'm talking about. Real responsibility as women and men to raise the kids to become better citizens, not to become part of the problem. Not to become some hood rat, not to become some other nigga that's out there that's no good. No, you guys are better than that. You guys need to get past that. Stop listening to those leaders. Start listening to yourselves. Start listening in your hearts, if you guys even have one left. And that's another thing too. Your churches, I'm going to tell you this. You guys are not attracting anything good. You guys are not attracting even Jesus Christ. You guys are not attracting anything good in your lives. You guys are not attracting any angels or nothing like that. The only thing you guys are attracting in churches and you guys are worshiping are not Jesus. You're worshiping demons. You're worshiping the demonic forces. Every time you go, hallelujah and everything, you're actually saying, and you are in fear, and you have this energy of fear, doubt, anger, hatred, lust, gossip, all this other stuff. Every time you start dancing and start hollering and start doing all this and that and all this other stuff, you're not doing it for the name of Jesus, guys. I'm sorry. You're doing it in the name of either Satan, Beelzebub, was Beelzebub, but anyway, basically what I'm getting at is you guys are doing it on the demonic forces. You guys are worshiping demonic forces and you're attracted to demonic forces and you're working with demonic forces, whether you guys like it or not. Yes, there are more demons in churches these days than anything else now. So all you guys are all about demons. You're all about the demonic forces. You're not attracting anything good for yourselves. And that has been your problem. So you guys act like you can do no wrong once you go to church. You guys think you're better than everyone else just because you guys are Christian. First of all, you're not Christians. Okay, you guys like to act like you're Christians. You're pretending to be Christians. but you're not. Or any other fundamentalist religions for that matter. Many of you like to call yourselves Christians are actually on the side of the Antichrist, if anything. Oh yes, I said it! I said it. The Antichrist. The very opposite of Jesus Christ, or Sananda as they call him. Moment of silence. Just thought I'd let you guys wrap that around your brain for a second. Moment of silence. All right. Yes, exactly. Malevolent forces are what you guys are attracting. And what do you think you guys act that way? You guys act like zombies for the most part, mindless zombies or zombies in general. You guys are acting like vampires. You guys are acting like a bunch of other forces that are not of the good kind. And well, you guys attracted it. You guys have no mind in your own. Sometimes there are certain entities that can possess you. Some entities that can just whisper you like, yeah. And yet you want to look at the white man as a devil. And yet you guys are attracting the devil all this time. In the churches that you go. In those leaders that you listen to. In that very anger that you guys do. In the very contribution of killing other blacks. And yet will not stand up when that happens. Will not stand up to anybody else when that happens. To other lives. Human lives that matter. You know? It's a shame. It's a real shame. But it's not too late for you guys to think about this. I'm pointing this out because I'm a messenger here. You guys can shoot at the messenger all you want. But I'm a messenger here. I am giving you a message. You know, Alanis, a messenger, told me this before. And actually, she said this to the world before. Anytime you guys are in fear like this, and anytime you guys are operating out of fear, operating out of just nothing but negativity, you guys are going to attract negativity. Don't expect to attract Jesus. Don't expect to attract the Christ consciousness. Don't expect to attract anything else other than negative. You know, there's a saying, you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. Church ain't going to save you. No. You got to save yourselves. Exactly. You guys got to save yourselves. Yeah. And what I mean by that, simple as this. You've got to atone to what you have done. And really mean it. You have got to forgive yourselves for many of the mistakes you've learned. Forgive others. And empower yourselves. Get an education. Really learn about yourself. Learn about who you are and stand up. Be a man. Stand up for what you believe in and create. Or if you don't, have something to believe in. But I'm going to tell you right now, those churches that you quote so believe in, don't believe in you. I won't be surprised if Jesus himself doesn't believe in you at this point. As a matter of fact, boy oh boy, all these demonic forces that you guys are operating on, they're having fun. These forces are having fun with you guys. They're having so much fun with you guys, it's not even funny. And you know what? And one YouTuber even said this. You guys should go to hell, but you know what? You guys may not even stay there very long. You know why? Because the devil may not even want you guys. That's how horrible you guys are becoming right now. The devil may just want you guys, oh no, I'm not keeping these. Send them somewhere else. Hell, God may even have to create a different heaven or a hell for you. No. Actually, God will have to create a different hellish plane for you guys. Or a dark heaven plane somewhere else for you guys. Because that is how crazy you guys have gotten. That's how ignorant you guys have gotten. And like I said, I mean, you guys need to do better. Stop being so angry. Stop being so barbaric. And stop depending on church, because church is not going to do it. Church is enslaving you, it's hurting you, and it's even making you more angry than you really are. Than you already are already. It's just adding more fuel to already that blaze of fire that is already in within you. You know? I know it wasn't easy for me to say this. Like I said, everything you guys are doing has not been the best for you guys. It has not. The welfare has not been the best for you guys. Stop acting like you're entitled to things. And this welfare thing that the government is providing for you isn't free either. It's just another way to enslave you guys economically. It's another way to enslave you guys socially and financially. You guys think it's all free money, EPT cards and everything. It's good to have that while you keep on your feet, but you can't. You guys act like you are entitled to this. That this is all given to you because of the slavery. That's why you need to get past the slavery mentality, the slave, a victimized mentality. You guys got to get past that because this is the reason why you guys are not getting a job. This is the reason why you guys are spending things that don't need to be spent on. You guys don't even take care of your own kids right. So then the kids are growing up becoming angry with you and becoming angry with the rest of the world. It's a sick cycle. You understand? It's really depressing. All of this Baltimore Riots situation stems from a lot of the stuff that you guys have created for yourself for years. And then sometimes, too, you guys created so much that the police have no choice but to hurt you or to kill you or to beat you down and things like that because you people are not always easy to get along with. I'm talking about the black people who are so ghetto-minded or beastly and demonic. I'm just going to say it like that. Or vampiric or psychotic. I'm here to help. You guys really see those ways. Because you guys, the path that you guys are going is not right. It's very destructive, self-destructive. Not just among yourselves individually, not as couples, not as families, but as a collective too. And many people like myself who are, responsible, who do care for the world, who love ourselves and our children, who love other people's children, who love humanity, are getting sick of you, are getting sick of this whole thing. Are getting sick of you guys making us a bad name, or getting sick of you guys attacking us for being messengers. Seriously, we really are. I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting sick of the fact that, people look at me a certain way. Of course, now how I react to it's up to me. You see, I react to it differently too. Now, of course, sometimes I react with some anger, but not a lot where I'm going around and I'm going to punch a white man if he looks at me a certain way, just like how you barbarians would. I don't go around and say, fuck you, you hunky. I don't do that. That's not me. I'm more evolved than that. And there's so many people who claim they're so holy and everything. People who act like that go around claiming like they're ministers who go around claiming they're holy isn't as holy as, The only thing they're probably holy in is in shit. As in, holy shit! You got the joke, right? Remember those two, though. Continue down that path. The joke's already on you. People, listen. Just listen to me, okay? Start really knowing who you really are. You have free will. Despite all your circumstances in life, you can rise above that. I've known many people who have rose above that, no matter where they came in life, especially of black folks. I've known black folks who risen out of poverty, who've been to jail, but yet they got out of it, they improved themselves, and they made better of themselves. Right. They made better of themselves, and now they're out helping others to make better of themselves. Now, of course, I've known my dad. He was not the best dad I've had, but I've known him. I have a stepfather, yes. And have I been in jail before? I can say no, I have not been in jail. Now, is it because I am such a goody good guy, I'm such a nice guy and all this stuff? No, far from that actually. I actually did some wrongs too. I have also did some wrongs. I've actually even did some wrongs which considered some people considered as very evil, actually, many years ago. But it's the smart thing about myself that I love about myself each time I wasn't stupid enough to get caught. I wasn't stupid enough to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. I wasn't stupid enough to participate in certain acts to put me in that position, to put me in jail, to get me a criminal record. You understand? You people need to be smart. Start using your brain. Stop acting so much out of negative emotions. And what I mean by heart, that's not heart. That's just acting out of emotions. That's just acting out of emotions of what you were raised to believe, what you were programmed to believe. And another thing too that I must even stress out too. Stop watching so much goddamn television. You don't think y'all are watching so much goddamn television with the rap videos and the media and things like that? You think that that's all cool? That's one of the reasons why you guys act that way too. You guys think that, oh, this is such a cool style of life. Real gangsters, I'm going to tell you something. Real gangbangers will tell you, don't do this. Will tell you, don't go and don't do that. Any real responsible gangster will tell you guys, don't do that. That's not for you guys. That's not the life you want to live. But yet, it gets so glamorized on TV, the drug dealing, the gangs, and things like that. And even those who portray themselves as gangsters aren't real gangsters anyway. There are some who grew up in gangs. There are some who, like the Game and various other people, some who grew up in Compton or grew up in those urban in neighborhoods and areas or in cities. But they've got out of it. And some who decide to stay are dumb shits. They get shot or get killed or they get in jail. Or some that decided they didn't want this anymore, have gotten better lives for themselves. And they're living their rich life. You guys aren't. You guys are still poor, still depending on welfare checks and all this other bullshit. That's why you guys are so angry. That's why you guys are just lashing out the way you guys did. And now you guys have made it worse for yourselves. And that's one of the reasons why I'm addressing you guys now about the riots. If you guys are going to riot about something, why don't you riot about something that's going to be more worthwhile? But start rioting for something that's going to be more worthwhile regarding human lives, for that matter, not just black lives. Once you guys start to challenge yourselves and actually protest, stop. How about you guys stay out of jail? How about you guys actually get jobs or run businesses or make something of yourselves? How about you guys do that? Do that. And as well as start learning about, yourselves and everything. Once you guys start learning about who the real power is, where the real power center is coming from, because it's not coming from the white man. I can tell you that right now. It's not. Why don't you follow the curtain? Why don't you follow the man behind the curtain who pulls Obama strings so much? Why don't you follow that? Why don't you see what's going on and really depend on yourselves? Stop waiting for a savior to come save you, and you become the savior of yourselves. Stop waiting for Jesus, because Jesus ain't going to save you, not like that. He's not going to save you. No. No one's going to save you. Nobody wants you. No one wants to save you. Save yourselves. If anything, save yourselves. Save yourselves. Now, for all the other people out there, bunch, who are, whites, Asians, Hispanics, other blacks who are more evolved, just anybody who are just more evolved, prepare for all these different riots that are going to be happening. But also, if you're going to start a revolution, be smart. Just hear me out. Just hear what I've told these black people, these other black folks who are of the lower vibrational level. And I hate to say it like that, but that's basically what it is. And it's not just black people. It could be anybody that's on a lower vibrational level. But I'm talking specifically to black people because I've been seeing this for years. I've been attacked with it recently. I've been listening to YouTubers who are more evolved than that. And it's just times that I had to speak out. And I'm going to tell you guys something here. All of you, hear me out. If you guys are going to protest, protest. Protest for real. Protest about human lives. Protest about the injustices of police. Matter of fact, what we need to do is we need to start protesting more about the police control because what's been going on in the United States is becoming a police state. We need to nip it in the bud now before it gets way, way too late. I mean, right now they're already having tanks. They're already getting military equipment for people to have martial law. That's another thing too that you idiots of your black community need to also realize. You guys are perpetrating the martial law for Barack Obama. You're making it easy for him to do so. But that's why it's up to the rest of us, humanity, to wake up and stop all this. That's why we all need to have our own blogs. We need to have our own businesses. We need to have a lot of our own stuff. Because at some point, I'm going to tell you this right now, at some point, it's not just going to stop with just our government. It's not going to just stop with just the police. It's also going to continue with the police, with artificial intelligence, as in AI, as in robot machines and things like that. It's going to continue on with machines having life of their own to enforce laws and enforce things on you. And pretty soon, don't be surprised if these psychotic human cops are obeying a machine or obeying artificial intelligence. That's what it's coming down to. Now, why am I going so far into this? Because that's how badly we need to get our shit together. The time for games is over. Time for bullshit is over. It's time for us to really get our shit together. And one of the key things to get our shit together is to start learning ourselves, growing ourselves, personal development, start really working on ourselves. That's the only way, one of the ways we can really get past a lot of this nonsense and really get back our power and get things back into balance in our country, but not just in our country, but of the world. Because I will be honest with you, yes, we are going global government. We are going to become global economically and our government. But what kind of global government do you truly want? Do you want the one of tyranny, like the Cabal? Or do you want the one of peace, cooperation, and love, and togetherness, like the White Dragon Society would like to have it? The choices are ours. The choice is yours. Let's make it a good one. Let's make it a good one. Because we only have one shot here, guys. And we better make it count. I'm not just talking about the black folks that are lower level. I'm talking about everyone else that's evolved. Everyone else. Lower level or higher level. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at this point. We all need to get empowered within ourselves. We need to develop. We need to be more empowered. We need to be more knowledgeable. We need to want to acquire knowledge, not stay in ignorance. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance will only cause you more death, more suffering, more of everything that is negative. I mean, the floodgates of hell have already opened wide. It's time we need to find a heaven within ourselves. Even though they say heaven and hell are states of mind, then let's change our states of mind. Let's change our states of hearts. Let's change all that. That's how we're going to make the world a better place. Be the change that you want to be in the world. As the saying goes. As the saying goes. Be that change that you want in the world. I'm telling you that right now. Anyways, I've taught long enough, I believe, but these things need to happen. These needs need to be addressed because too many people have been far too asleep for far too long, following a program like robots. And we're not robots, even though yes, we are machines, but we're beyond that. We're supposed to be better than that, and yet we're not acting better than animals right now. And like I said, compare a lot of people to animals as an insult to animals. Animals act better than that. They don't go around trashing their own place and everything, their own habitat. No. They know how to take care of the habitat. It's time we start learning how to take care of ours. Anyways, I just want to let you know that if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. Well, you need to. If you want questions, go ahead. Subscribe if you're new. And definitely, if you go ahead, and I'm going to have you check out our following websites of ours so you can be more informed but also be empowered. And if you want my services and my help, just go ahead and look at bearrainbow.com. And you go ahead and contact us go to our contact page. You can contact us there. Both my wife and myself, my wife Rainbow and myself, Standing Bear. And definitely, like I said, and then if you want news, we have a news program too that you can check out. Not a news program, but a news site that you can check out. And then if you want to learn about economics and how you can create your own finances and things like that, we got a website like that too. So all you gotta do is just go to our website. You get to the website that's at the bottom, those three different websites, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So there's different types of healings out there that you guys can go to. All you guys need to do is just really check yourselves. Check yourselves before you wreck yourselves. And right now, you're wrecking yourselves. As well as you're wrecking everything else around you. As well as you're wrecking yourselves around you. So, and of course, I'm not just extending it to just black folks. I'm extending this to everybody, of course. So like I said, once again, like, comment, subscribe to our page, to our YouTube. And then go ahead and do the same thing for all our social media. Check out our social media and check out all these different things that we have. And we're going to have more information coming your way in the near future. Actually coming soon. We're going to have more information of how to go about self-healing, different other things like that, through different websites, different media outlets, things like that. So in the event, I hope this will help. I just wanted to really express what I feel about the Baltimore riots. I know there'll be more that's going to come. The revolution's already here, but it has to be done right. It has to be done a certain way where we can have some restored peace afterwards. We all have to fight for what we believe in, folks, but at the same time, we got to do it the right way. We got to do it strategically. We have to do it in a way that's not going to be more harmful to us than good. It has to be more good that comes out of it. And right now, things are shifting. The institutions are crumbling. That's another thing too that we need to start depending on. We need to start depending on ourselves, not so much in institutions, because institutions themselves are crumbling. The schools are crumbling. Everything is crumbling. We just need to start preparing for the new world that's about to come. But the question I have to ask you is, what kind of new world do you want to have? That is the question. And I'm just going to leave you with that. What kind of new world do you want to have? I know what I want, but I'm not going to say it here. You already have an idea. Now it's up to you guys to come with that idea yourselves. Anyways, I'm Standing Bear Thunderheart. Know me by now as Bear. I'm going to get going. And like I said, live your lives. Continue with your lives. Empower yourselves. Evolve to transcend. Because once you evolve, you will transcend. That's what true healing is truly all about. Well, everybody, take care. And many blessings to you all. Healing, it is all that is.